This is not.
Awaken World News with Patrick David Bonin. Good day, beautiful people. Thanks for joining me on another broadcast of Awaken World News. Today I just got so much for you guys that I'm just going to start slamming through it, and most of this content really speaks for itself that we're living in some kind of clown world. So this will be the first ever the clown world version of Awaken World News. Well, let's get into it.
When our children tell us who they are, it is our job as grown-ups to listen and to believe them. That's what it means to be a good parent.
She's so proud of herself there, right? That's what it means to be a good parent. Well, one thing we should know is that there's always somebody holding a stick with a carrot on the end of it that's leading your children around. And so, what do I mean by that? Well, let's check out this next video and see what kind of carrots that have been put out in the TV for these young children to be led around by.
This can't wait any longer. My heart says that the way I feel most myself is to go by the name Fred. That's because I'm non-binary, and Fred's the name that fits me best. And I also use they and them, because calling me a she or a he doesn't feel right to me. Oh, I didn't know that. No wonder you've been
So this is what they're teaching to children. I'm afraid that we're going to have a mental health epidemic the next 5 to 10 years if kids are being led around into these weird situations. Let's take another look at a model mother. She just won an Oscar. Let's see what she's got. Jamie Lee Curtis says she gave Oscar 2023 statue they them pronouns in support of daughter Ruby. Let's have a look at her daughter here. Yeah, so I guess that's her daughter. Well, she did really well in her parenting, and this is a model parent. And I don't know if any of you guys remembered recently, she came out in the news with a very interesting art on her wall. It's actually something I really probably can't show on YouTube, so I'm just going to show you part of it here. Yeah, it was an interesting way to treat a child right on her wall as art. Seems like very sane people we got here that are pumping out these children that have so much trauma that they don't know which gender they are. That's how you be a good parent, though. So keep up the good work there. So have you guys ever wondered what woke really is? Well, this woman wrote a book about this. There's a whole chapter on what woke is. So let's see what she has to say about it.
Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times and I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So, I mean, woke is sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral. I mean, woke is something that's very hard to define, and we've spent an entire chapter defining it. It is sort of the understanding that we need to totally reimagine and redo society in order to create hierarchies of oppression. It's hard to explain in a 15-second soundbite.
These are their leaders. We're gonna win this war. We're gonna get through this, okay? And now they have pastors being arrested standing outside these story hour events. Here, let's check out this video from Calgary.
On Wednesday, a Calgary area Christian pastor was arrested for merely showing up and standing near a protest opposed to drag shows involving children. This comes after Mayor Jody Gondek, the extreme left-wing mayor of the city, passed a law banning protests that take place near what some people call these grooming events.
Council's been Carter, please. You are currently under arrest for breaching your 200-meter no-go condition. 200 meter, yep.
It's 100 meters. Excuse me. It's not 200. How do you calculate these 200 meters?
I mean, look at them. They're acting like SS Gestapo. I mean, a pastor again in Calgary is being arrested for the second time simply for voicing his opinion. You know, the bylaw is unconstitutional. Right now, there are protesters outside the library, so it's discriminating against Christians. And nowhere was he within 200 meters. I know that for a fact. And they're lying. Nowhere was he 200 meters away from anyone.
Well, clown world. But don't worry. They got this woke thing figured out.
Woke is sort of the idea that I
had to show you this little meme here. Before and after. Ugh. Oh, goodness. Let's see how honest the government is down in the States.
What I can say is the water that has been tested and the air that has been tested is coming back with no adverse health impact levels.
And the governor says that the chemical has completely dissipated, that it is gone from the Ohio River.
Those 5 wells that go into the community system, those 5 wells have all come back clean. The water is safe to drink.
And if we say that the water is safe and the air is safe, we believe it because we've tested it and the data shows it.
Ongoing EPA testing of the air and water has not yet shown a threat to the community, according to the agency.
Trust the government.
Everything's going to be okay.
To East Palestine, Ohio, where residents are facing health concerns 3 weeks after the catastrophic derailment of a train carrying toxic chemicals. NBC News reporting that several people have already been diagnosed with ailments related to chemical exposure, including bronchitis.
The
air is safe.
The water is safe.
Trust the government.
Trust the government. What do you guys think? Tell me down below. Here, let's check out this little meme here. You have to laugh, right? Well, when they're sending money over to Ukraine, check out who they are supporting up over there.
So, New York Times, 2015, Azov, openly neo-Nazi. Pretty simple. New York Times, 2022. Ukraine's celebrated Azov battalion.
Have had an emotional union with their blue-eyed, blonde-haired wives and their blue-eyed children.
Here's the Financial Times. Don't confuse patriotism and Nazism.
Because we sure do.
Ukraine's Azov forces face scrutiny. Nationalist regiment with neo-Nazi roots has been instrumental in the resistance to Russia's invasion. Yes, they have.
Pretty cool, right? We've got quite a world going on right now, isn't it? Let's see what Justin Trudeau has to say about this corruption and this scandal through China influencing our elections.
Just a follow-up on that question on CSIS and Handong. Are you saying that they didn't warn you, or were you warned and you chose to dismiss it for those reasons? Just wanted some clarification.
Once again, one of the things we've seen, unfortunately, over the past years is a rise in anti-Asian racism linked to the pandemic, and concerns being arisen around people's loyalties. I want to make everyone understand fully that Han Dong is an outstanding member of our team, and suggestions that he is somehow not loyal to Canada should not be entertained.
Do not entertain that. If you do, you're racist. We're going to be hearing a lot of that in the next little while, because anytime these people can't prove anything against what they've been doing, they're going to call you racist, chauvinist, every word in the book, you know. Let's see, what did I get and what do we have next? Oh, this funny hypocrite. Watch this one.
To me, that one of the big lessons, Peter, we have to get surely from this pandemic is in future, we listen to the scientists, we respect their right to have an opinion, but everyone should be entitled to challenge those opinions and challenge them vigorously.
They get it wrong, or did they want the answer to be one thing and were willfully blind to other options? That's not what science looks like.
I think that the truth is science, by its very nature, will evolve with facts. Like Dr. Anthony Fauci, for example, they like the sound of their own voice on TV too much. He was spending way too much time lecturing people about what he believed was an absolute certainty of his opinion. And a lot of those opinions, whether it's the use of masks, the efficacy of vaccines and transmission and so on, actually all of his opinions were wrong about those. People have got to stop being cancelled on social media for raising concerns which now look like they were absolutely right.
I've been saying this a long time. If people have acted that way and they haven't like been down on their knees repenting, you know, I don't know if you can trust them. They can flip and say, oh, I'm on this side, but then they forget about the dark things that they said and what they were about. Let's see what's happening in Brazil.
Crianças têm que estar na escola. Se não estiver na escola, a mãe perde o auxílio. Terceiro, as crianças têm que ser vacinadas. Se não tiver atestado de vacina, a mãe também perde o benefício. Quarto.
Nice. So they're going to keep forcing these pokes into people, even though we got all this weird stuff going on in the world. Death riddle, mystery as Australians die at levels not seen in 80 years, and UK might be seeing the same phenomenon. That's a weird riddle. What could it be? Chris Whitty warns Britain faces prolonged period of excess people going to heaven, not caused by blank due to collateral effect of lockdown. American clinics say nutrition in eggs could increase risk of blood clots. That's why all these people are going to heaven. It's the eggs. Oh. Lucky we've had all these fires and all these egg production facilities going under and these chickens stop producing because it might be saving lives. Heart Health News Society and Culture News. Return to the city. Living in the country could be the worst thing for your heart. Interesting that they've had all this issues with heart recently. I wonder what this is all about. Doesn't make much sense, does it? Wonder if they'll ever figure this out. Anti-pokers have a dangerous theory called natural immunity. Now it's going mainstream. So now this is going to get a little more serious, but there's a bunch of weird things happening with people's immune system. For example, a man fell asleep with contact in, and flesh-eating parasite eats his eye. Have you guys heard of that before? I wonder what could be causing these immunal issues with people. And this isn't the only one. Here, let's watch this video here. And this is all happening just recently. So here, take a look at this video.
Brown was a healthy 11-year-old. He rode motocross, was in 5th grade at Lakemont Elementary School, and was always on the go. Now his family is grieving his loss.
In my mind, I'm just like in complete disbelief. Like, I was literally like, he'll be fine. Like, this would never happen to our family.
Jesse's cousin Megan says Jesse hurt his ankle while on a treadmill a few weeks ago. And a few days after that, Jesse's mom woke up to a startling sight.
His whole leg was covered in like splotchy, purpley red, like almost like bruises.
From there, Megan says it was a whirlwind. Jesse was admitted to the ICU. Doctors eventually diagnosed him with Group A strep, and within a few days, the family says that turned into a flesh-eating bacteria, causing Jesse's brain to swell, killing him. Megan says her family was thankful they were able to say goodbye.
There's all this crazy things happening with people that we haven't seen much before. This kid rolls his ankle and his immune system can't handle. I wonder what's going on with these people's immune systems. It's a mystery. And CDC is adding the poke shot to list of routine pokes for kids and adults. They're really taking care of us, this government, eh? We should be really happy about that. You know? Here's another little bit from CBS News.
But a recent study found that young people are actually most at risk in this case. According to Cedars-Sinai Hospital, the number of heart attack deaths among 25 to 44-year-olds in the U.S. over the first 2 years of the pandemic was 30% higher than predicted.
What we do know, however, is that younger people were less likely to protect themselves against COVID than older people, less likely to mask, less likely to take other mitigation measures, and they were also farther back in line to get vaccinated.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds right. It was the fact that they weren't wearing masks. We've seen all the evidence, and it's been pointing at those masks being really, really useful. Wonder what could be causing all of this. This is really weird stuff, you know? Really quite confused about that. Well, we're living in a bit of a clown world, and sometimes we have to have a bit of a laugh. And you know what? It is very powerful to be the one that can step away. Be the one that ends the ignorance in your circle of friends and family. Much love and God bless.